Hello there, everybody. Here's a definition of Illuminati right here. Uh, the rapper who won $1 billion Illuminati is Marriage. I said Mirage. Uh, a month ago. It's been up here for a while, so why not?
A
Let's check
man
it
who
out.
grew up in one of the poorest neighborhoods in America, getting into a romantic relationship with a woman who's a member of one of the richest families in the world
Oh,
is something out of a movie. But that's exactly what happened when Jay Electronica had Kate Rothschild cheating on her husband.
damn. Hey, yo, that's wild. Rothschild.
This is a topic that can go on for hours. But the short summary is that the Rothschilds are a Jewish banking family that go back almost 500 years. They would establish an international banking family throughout Europe after beginning in Germany, and then later throughout the world, eventually becoming the richest family in the world in the 19th century,
Oh,
which led to them being in the crosshairs of many conspiracy theories of the modern day that have to do with war, finance, politics, and many have deemed them as the or part of the Illuminati. There are many falsehoods perpetuated about this family, but one thing that even an author who was considering writing a book dispelling all the myths about the family noticed and said is, it was relatively easy to spot the lies, but it proved impossible to find out the truth. They don't want anybody to know about them or how much money they have. The family preserved their secrecy and power, usually by arranged marriage with first or second cousins for hundreds of years, but eventually began to marry outside the family, but only to
I was about to say.
aristocrats or other rich families.
it's gonna be like,
Jay Electronica is a rapper who was born and raised in the projects of New
Ain't
Orleans,
that like-
Louisiana, one of the
isn't
roughest
it gonna be?
areas
Isn't
in
it supposed to be
America,
like third
but
cousin or whatever?
eventually
And then
came
you
to
say
fame and
from, like,
success in
all
2007
that. Is
when
that
he
shit?
released
I'm
Act
not sure.
1 Eternal Sunshine on
And by the way, I
MySpace,
never heard of
which
it.
was a 15-minute song where he rapped over the
15 minutes.
instrumental
Damn.
from the 2004 film Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, with no drums added. And he had rap fans mesmerized by his flow, bars, wordplay, and overall how smooth and effortless his rapping was. Jay Electronica would eventually
Wait,
start
15
working with
minutes, no
producer
water?
Just Blaze, where they would release another Jay
Damn.
Electronica classic archive, the songs Exhibit A and Exhibit C in 2009, with him eventually signing to Jay-Z's Rock Nation in 2010, and a heavily anticipated debut album of Act 2 was awaited.
How they met.
Kate Rothschild, who from her mother's side of the family is related to the Guinness Brewery family, and from her father, banker's side, inherited 18 million British.
These niggas so rich, it don't even matter. That's crazy. Why could it not be like, no, this my parents, fuck with them, love them. But nigga, being born and rich is crazy, bro. Don't even gotta do anything. You already just up ahead in life.
Pounds after his passing, decided to venture into the music
That's all.
industry in
That's all.
2010
That's all I
and
want to
create
say.
her own indie record label called Round Table
Oh, wow.
Records. She had been married to Ben Goldsmith since 2003, who inherited a £300 million fortune from his billionaire father.
Of course, bro. A small loan of $1 billion. I don't know what he said.
Sir Jimmy Goldsmith, who was the inspiration for the character Sir Lawrence Wildman in the 1987 film Wall Street.
Charlie Puth.
Kate would meet Jay
Is it Charlie
Electronica
Puth?
through her ventures in the music industry. It's
No.
a little bit
It's-
eerie how
I
we don't
forgot
know the
his real
exact
name,
details.
but I know he's in
not
it.
through her record label, which didn't release
Is it
more
Two
than
and
a
a-
couple
Two and a
of
Half Men?
songs
Or
with
Two and a
small
Half- Two and
bands
a Half?
that never really
Okay.
went anywhere. But at some point in October of 2011, she got close to Rock Nation and Jay Electronica, who she would start managing and even bringing him around her children and husband at the time.
Damn.
There's a photo of Jay Electronica and her husband, Ben Goldsmith, hunting together.
Damn.
Jay Electronica
And bro
was
was never seen
relatively cool
again?
with them.
No, I'm playing.
Last October, he visited London and wrote on Twitter afterwards a message to Kate, among others, for having opened my mind in ways it hadn't been for years, in just 2 weeks. I love you. The following month, he addressed a message on the social networking service to Mrs. Goldsmith, her brother James, and Mr. Goldsmith's siblings Zach and Jemima. He has described Mrs. Goldsmith as one of his direct points of contact for press and business inquiries and gave her personal email address. While last month he posted a photo of her sitting in a helicopter. The rapper also praised her husband's film, writing on Twitter, "Fire in Babylon was amazing. Job well done." To which Mr. Goldsmith replied, "So happy you loved it, Jay." Her new venture into the music industry began to put some distance between her and her husband and
Really?
family.
Because they
She
always
was
working.
constantly traveling to Los Angeles and
That's
spending
awesome.
nights at gigs and clubs in London with a more nocturnal lifestyle, while her husband had to show up to his company office in the morning and take the kids to school as well. Jay Electronica would even post a photo of her on his Twitter, where she was accompanying him on a helicopter ride to a Kanye West and Jay-Z show.
Oh
Her
shit.
husband
La Roche-Posay Lipicard
Hey, yo.
body cream helps support the skin.
Her husband not like that or something? Just how does that work? Like, I feel like when hold on,
had gotten
I feel,
increasingly suspicious
I feel like okay, he got suspicious, whatever. I feel like when you're this rich and you're like up there like that, I don't feel like you get divorces. Like you can't get divorces. Like you are so above the rules of divorce. You guys don't split shit. You guys just like each share a card because you guys just can, and you guys live in the same house or live in different houses or some shit. There's no such thing as a divorce when you're like the richest family in the world, is there? Because imagine like how does a court decide that? That just sounds insane to me, bro. Oh yeah, you miss since you were with him since he started the company, you get $500 million. No, it would be like more than $500 million. You get like $500 billion. I don't know how much they have, but I'm just throwing out numbers, and I feel like $500 billion was too much. So let me just continue.
suspicious of the amount of time she was spending with Jay Electronica. And in late May of 2012, he confronted her at their home after finding incriminating
bitch a
and
castle.
explicit
That's
text
not a
messages
home.
and emails
That's the castle that the English queen used to live in.
on her phone. She confessed to the affair with Jay Electronica, and it's alleged that her husband smacked her and kicked a toy, to which police were called early that morning, and he was just given a caution for assault. And
Of course he was given a caution, bro. Pays their bills, bro. Bro, ain't nobody arresting him. Like, bro, you know how like you read mangas, right? If you don't read mangas or you watch shows or whatever, and then maybe some rich nigga and he's like, "Oh yeah, give me my phone or click one on my phone, they'll get you my lawyer." That's the type of shit. It'll be like he'll call the police chief, "Hey yo, your guys are trying to arrest me right now. Talk to them." And then he hands them the phone. They're like, "Haha, you're not talking to the police chief." I mean, they probably won't say that because he pulled up to his billion-dollar castle or whatnot.
released. Ben is heartbroken, devastated, and thoroughly miserable. He suspected Kate was cheating on him because she's been behaving increasingly erratically for some time. She's obsessed with this chap called Jay Electronica, who's one of her clients. She's always on the phone to him and out with him until 4 or 5 in the morning most nights. Sometimes she even stays with him. Ben was paranoid about their friendship months ago, but when he confronted her about an affair earlier this year, she denied it. Then last week he found a series of texts and email messages. They were very intense messages planning sexual liaisons.
Damn.
This turned public quickly.
Like, bro, you are one of the richest niggas alive. I say niggas because why not? And you telling me you can't afford a second phone where you hide all your shit at? Like a second phone you only keep in the office behind a locked mailbox or a locked box or something? Like you telling me you can't even be smart when you're cheating, bro? Like you could buy any number of phones. Like keep at least 3 on you that are clean, and then have a 4th one in the, I don't know, downstairs in the basement behind a lock that has another lock that you need a face scan to get into. Like, bro, I don't know. You that rich. Find something to be smarter. This is just down bad and stupid.
Since they were a public relationship and marriage in England, and Kate began getting a lot of hate, so she hopped on Twitter to say her piece. I have been with my husband since I was 17 years old. My whole life from then until now has been dedicated to him and our children. Our marriage went bad a few years ago, and none of you have any idea what I went through along with my husband. Then we separated for a while. Anger and bitterness following that time led to a very one-sided story being deliberately released in order to shame and hurt me. I love my husband. He's a brilliant and incredible man. We grew up together, and I miss him painfully, but relationships go wrong, and ours did. As for Jay Electronica, who I managed and have done for a while, he saved my life in many ways, and I'm eternally grateful to him and hope that I can repay him by helping him, as his manager and friend, to become what he's destined to be. Kate would post a photo on Instagram of her children coming off a plane, and one of the likes would be Jay Electronica. This was a $1 billion+ family who had their marriage broken apart because the wife wanted to have an affair with an American rapper. Jay Electronica didn't seem too happy with how the press was painting Kate, despite her being the adulterer, and came at Ben Goldsmith on Twitter, saying, @BJ Goldsmith, Ben, you need to stop going to the press with these BS stories. Don't be a effing hypocrite. I'll come see you. You want to go public, I'll go public, and you ain't gonna like it. Stop acting like a bitch. Throughout 2013, they continued to be seen alongside each other in a public relationship where her style changed a lot. It looked like she had completely transformed to the LA music industry disheveled look with cigarette smoke alongside it. People close to her.
Damn, bro, cigarettes? Nah, bro, you can't be smoking cigarettes. That's the one thing you can't do. You can smoke it. Actually, you can not smoke a lot of stuff, cigarettes included. Weed is, I guess, the only one. That's okay. But don't do drug kids. But still,
her put out a statement saying, "To be quite frank, I was shocked when I saw the pictures. One tries not to jump to conclusions, but when she goes out looking like that is terribly worrying. The past 18 months have been particularly difficult for Kate. Everyone had been hoping that things would settle down, but she's increasingly out of reach. Fundamentally, she's a wonderful girl with a sensible head on her shoulders. She's also a great mom, but there's a wild, creative side which has a tendency to give everyone around her sleepless nights. From what I hear of the events the other day, they made quite a spectacle of themselves." What was she thinking?
The breakup. They broke up?
Their relationship, both business and personal, would continue when Kate was spotted in a picture at the Rock Nation building in New York City with Jay Electronica, which was quite surprising to most since Jay Electronica still had not yet released a project and wouldn't release an album for another 6 years. But their relationship would come to an end towards the end of 2014, when Kate's friends told the UK papers that they had not seen Jay Elec around her for months at the home that she would go see him after dropping her children off at school, and he was spending a lot more time in America. But several years later, in 2018, when Kate posted a picture with her new man, Derek Blasberg, where he calls her my wife, Jay Electronica would comment with a quick post and delete saying, "Who wants their teeth knocked out first?" The eye emojis. There were also periscopes of Jay Electronica during this time being asked where the Rothschilds chick is, and him replying, "That Rothschild chick is where I want her to be." This entire thing was shocking and interesting to many because of how shrouded in mystery Jay Electronica was within hip-hop. He was a member of the Nation of Islam, which isn't too fond of where the Rothschilds come from in their background. He would constantly rap about different conspiracy theories, and his personal life was largely kept offline. People hailed him as the second coming, the messiah to save hip-hop, eagerly awaiting his debut album while the years passed by.
Did it flop? It better not have flopped.
How did she even come into contact with Jay Elec? What about Jay Elec made her so interested in pursuing a relationship with him that would ruin the public marriage she had with her husband and the kids she had with him alongside her family name? These are all questions that raise alarm in anyone's head. Was she an agent? Was Jay Elec sent by the NOI to infiltrate this quote-unquote Illuminati family? Did he want to peer behind the curtain? But unfortunately, we never got any answers. The only thing we did get was a Jay Electronica album in 2020, which, for his ascent to stardom, seemed far too late for most.
See, bro, this is why I don't start going into like shit like this, like Illuminati shit, right? Knock on wood, they don't come after me, which they probably won't because I'm too small right now for them to even care about me. But this is why I don't get into shit like this, because like this shit will have you going in spirals. Like you will be falling, like just falling and trying to grab and nothing. Her husband should have known something was wrong when she said she was managing Jay's career. He don't have a career to manage, fam. What did you think they were doing? That's true. He wasn't dropping music. That's well, of course, hindsight is 2020. Don't get it twisted. Jay is somebody, or she wouldn't have dealt with him 95% or higher of the people in the industry are powerful bloodlines. This is where people get the game twisted. Fake rags and riches. No dads in household stories. Only later to find out that the uncle was the industry or something of that nature. That's funny. See, bro, I don't want to read any more of the comments because it's too much. Like sometimes people's imagination, it's crazy, so crazy it starts making sense, and then you're like, whoa, okay, that's enough of that. But yeah, like, subscribe. See you guys later. Hope you have a good day, night, and bye. And let me know what you guys think about this. See ya.